Hello, my friends, it's Johnaroth. And today, what we are playing is my absolute favorite commander from the Lord of the Rings set, Sauron, the Dark Lord. Sauron is a 7/6 who's incredibly difficult to kill. He has a word ability where you have to sacrifice an artifact or a creature to even target him. Every time your opponent casts a spell, he creates an orc army or he makes the orc army bigger. And whenever that army attacks and hits your opponent, it then causes the ring to tempt you. Every time the ring tempts you while Sauron's on the battlefield, you can discard any cards you have in your hand and then you draw 4 more cards. So not only is Sauron a large commander, not only is he difficult to kill, but he gives you my absolute favorite ability, which is drawing more cards. Drawing more cards is one of the best ways to win a game of Magic, and there's a lot of spells in here that cause the ring to tempt you so that you can draw more cards, such as Ranger's Firebrand, or perhaps the Call of the Ring, which also allows you to draw cards by paying life as well. We have multiple Nazguls in this deck, which also, when they enter, cause the ring to tempt you and also grow bigger every time that the ring tempts you. There's a lot of really powerful top end cards in here. You can take additional turns through Elrond's Epiphany and Time Warp. We've got some Planeswalkers in here to give you some additional power. Ashiok, Professor Onyx. And then of course we have the most powerful creatures we can find, Shieldred, and then a lot of ramp. We have a lot of ramp, a lot of artifacts, Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Mind Stone. We also have the Relic of Legends. We need all this additional mana in order to cast Sauron and some of these bigger spells. This is also a control deck. You'll notice a lot of blue and black cards for removal and counter spells. The incredibly broken Mana Drain, and then a standard counter spell. Wash Away is always a must in these types of decks, as well as lots of removal spells like Bitter Triumph and Shieldred's Edict. So this is an incredibly powerful deck. It's one of my favorites. I love a commander that's hard to kill, that also gives you a lot of card advantage. So let's take Sauron the Dark Lord into the queue and see if we can spread absolute darkness upon our opponents. Let's go. Okay, here we are in the queue. We are first playing Muxus, Goblin Grandee, as our first game. This hand does have a counter spell, River's Rebuke. Not a bad hand. We can expect a lot of aggro from the goblins. I am going to keep. You notice I have the shiny new River Pyre Verge from Ether Drift, the set. What is everyone's thoughts on the Ether Drift set? So far, I'll be honest, I haven't been that impressed with the set overall, but it is early. Today's release day when this video comes out, so it does have a possibility of being some positive, powerful cards, but I haven't been too impressed. We're going to drop off our tapped land to gain a life. Our opponent has a Cavern of Souls. Look at that. So we cannot counter any of their spells. Unfortunately, that's going to make several of our chief powerful counters worthless against the majority of their creatures, since it is a goblin deck. But we'll get through. Opponent summons a Battlecry Goblin. Opponent may be light on mana, They only have 2 lands so far, so that's going to prove to our advantage. But we are going to need some blocking power here, so I'm going to summon the Nazgul. Lay out the tapped land since we really don't have too much else. Opponent is eyeing our Nazgul. The Battlecry Goblin can pump up your creatures by paying 2 mana, so we want to keep that in mind for our blocks. We don't want to block the Battlecry Goblin with the Nazgul because it would kill the Nazgul. Opponent summons a Prospector, which can sacrifice goblins to get mana. Opponent uses haste ability to attack with everything. So we are going to take a good amount of damage here. We do want to block and kill the Prospector because that's his only mana creature right now, and he is short on lands. Okay, we do take a good chunk of damage here. So he's going to deal 3. I think he forgot Proliferate, pumped up the Nazgul. And we are going to bring out Sauron, the Dark Lord. It will be very hard for the Goblin deck to kill Sauron. Sauron has a ward where you have to sacrifice a legendary artifact or creature. There's not going to be a ton of legendary goblins out there. With that said, he actually did summon one, though. Pashalik Mons, whenever he or another goblin dies, you deal 1 damage to any target. So let's send his goblins back to his hand. We're going to attack. Make our ring bearer to our orc army. And we can discard our hand to draw 4 more cards. Which is great. Nazgul gets pumped up to a 4/5. We are down to 9 life, so we are somewhat low. And he's bringing back out his goblin squad. Let's bring out Loth. Summon some more blockers for our team. And I am going to put down some blue mana. And we are going to attack with Sauron and our army. It's always a good day to have some counter spells. We can always get more lands. I'm going to keep our hand because it is pretty good against most things. What he's probably going to do is summon a goblin and then try to give all the goblins haste to attack. We do have a Tail's End, which can counter abilities. So depending on how much mana he has left, I may just counter the Battlecry Goblin's ability. We just need to see what he's going to actually do with his hand. Three Tree City is a really good card in a deck like this. Okay. He's going to try to kill our spiders, but we're going to say nope. We're going to counter the ability. He's going to attack with everything, I'm assuming. Okay, we're going to block and kill the Chain Wielder, block and kill the Battlecry Goblin, and block and kill the Goblin Instigator. We are still going to take 3, but we should be able to kill him on the backswing. Yeah, good game. Our opponent did have some mana problems, which helped. But overall with goblins, if you can stand in the face of their early aggression, they crumble and fall by the wayside. Good game. Okay, for our second game against Jumbolicious. Good name. Playing against Tajik, Legion's Valor. Very, very difficult commander to kill. Gets stronger every turn. That could prove to be a problem. Our opponent also gets to go first, which is also a problem. This hand is a little weak, but I am going to keep it because there is some ramp tied to it. So opponent has a Rahilda, Wanted Cutthroat. And I'm going to use one of the Surveil lands to look at the next card. Tail's End is going to be very good against Tajik, sorry. So we're going to just hold up here for a moment. Let's see what he does. Kill one of his creatures. Rahilda is an alchemy card, which is going to let him exile the top card off of her deck and potentially cast it. With a commander like Sauron, we have to have a little bit of patience. Okay, he's going to summon Screaming Nemesis. At this point, I'm going to kill Rahilda and give ourselves a treasure. Hopefully. We're just going to keep building our mana sources here. I am going to counter that because Lelia can get to be a huge problem quickly. She can exile cards. Can definitely prove to be a problem. What we really need is some sort of board wipe. When in doubt with a Sauron deck, though, cast Sauron. Okay, we're going to summon an orc army. Okay, he has Kethios, which is has the ability to become a planeswalker. Okay, he's going to exile Sauron by sacrificing his Kethion, which is fine. Summon Nazgul and try to bluff that we have a counter spell for Tajik. Sometimes that actually does work. Okay. We're going to draw 2 cards. He summons Tajik. He's probably going to go for an all-out attack, I'm assuming. We'll block and kill the best character we can. We're going to summon Loth, so we can create some more blockers.
You reek with terror. My power is for annihilation.
We're going to hold back, since we are low on life. Okay, our goal is to stay alive now. Block that. Block that. Block that. Managed to stay alive. But we are down to 6.
We will. And I, the generous one.
Curse of Silence. It seems pretty bad to counter this, but I'm going to counter it anyway. We're going to summon our Dark Lord. And we're going to, unfortunately, lose Loth because we need some blockers because we are so low on life.
I will get what I want.
We will block and kill the Legionnaire. Okay. This is where Sauron's going to have to save us. Because we're going to use the Call of the Ring ability, our Nazgul are going to get stronger, and we're going to draw 4 new cards for our hand. And this is literally the worst draw we could have possibly have gotten. We unfortunately have drawn way too many lands this game. He does have trample on this guy, unfortunately. So we are going to have to absorb some of that. Definitely block here. Actually, we want to block here because Sauron will stay alive. We'll block here. Here too, because we don't want to lose all of our life. Actually, we're going to switch this, block Adanto with the spider, and kill the Boros recruit. We're still alive. This has unfortunately been a very bad hand, but I'm going to hope that we can draw something good. We do draw a Time Warp, but we're 1 mana short of casting it. So, unfortunately, I have a feeling we're probably dead. I'm going to keep 1 mana open for the Strix Serenade, but I honestly don't think we're going to live through this. We'll see. Opponent has way too much life, unfortunately. If we can survive this turn, we have to survive. We're down to 1. If he has a lightning bolt, we're dead. We're going to counter this. And hope we can survive. Okay. We're going to discard 2 cards. We're going to attack with Ragavan. Do an all-out assault. Lose the land. I am not going to discard my hand. Now, we're going to first cast Time Warp to get another turn. We can kill... We can kill Aurelia if we do 2 damage, but that will also kill our Orc army. We can do 12 damage. We'll get a Kiki Jiki, so we can't make a copy of this though, because it's legendary. I'm just gonna have to hold off. Okay. So this can't be blocked. We have to come up with a way of killing Tajik. I say we attack. We're going to attack with everything. He can't block the Orc army. We're going to drop off the Spiteful Banditry for now. Got him down to 14. He's down to 2. We're going to discard our hand. And we do draw Alron's Epiphany, which is going to allow us to win the game. We're going to kill Aurelia. Attack. And we pull out a win. Woo! That was a close game. We were down to 1 life. Tajik is indestructible, having to get around that and summoning all these creatures over and over again. But we did manage to wear them down, get through the creatures, and the power of the ring, allowing us to draw more cards, allowed us to take the extra time that we needed to win the game. That was a close one. Down to 1 life. Good game. Okay, next we're playing against Tamiyo. Tamiyo is a pretty strong commander. Focuses on when she's on the battlefield. For every land you play, get life and you get to draw a card. Okay, so he has summoned a land. We are going to swamp a mountain. We're going to put down the Watery Grave. We're going to kill the land you summon and get ourselves a treasure token. Cut down his mana supply at all costs. Okay, so he has 1 mana open, which is kind of sus because that could be a wash away, which would be a counter spell. So we're going to summon Loth instead.
Envy the strong, for they I will cull the weak.
Mythweaver Pock, one of my least favorite magic cards of all time. Alchemy card that basically allows him to duplicate lands. For every land he plays, he gets an additional one. Pretty ridiculous and stupid card, quite honestly. We're going to put down a land. Have our Blood Crypt come out. Summon Lord Sauron. Pact of Negation. Okay. So he's going to have to pay 5 mana next turn. Honestly, this type of card shouldn't even exist in the game. It's not a real magic card. He does have to pay the mana for Pact of Negation. That's the only silver lining to all this. But he's allowed to duplicate lands, which is just a ridiculous ability in every way, shape, or form. So first off, let's take a look at your hand and see what you have. Also, let's kill your Mythweaver Pock, so you don't get any more lands. You've gotten too many cheap duplicate lands at this point. Yeah, he's got an Expropriate, which is a very powerful spell. We're gonna cast another card. We're then going to summon cast Expressive Iteration. Going to put the Time Warp in our hand. Put the Reckoner Bankbuster back. We're going to allow ourselves to cast Ragavan. Gonna get a Steam Vent so we can get that red mana going. Cast Ragavan. Pass the turn. We're going to counter his Elrond's Epiphany, because we don't want him to obviously get another turn. Draw another card. I'm going to attack. Ragavan is going to steal the case. Do we have enough mana to still cast Time Warp? We do. So we're going to use his own Case of the Lock Hot House against him. Put that on the battlefield, which allows us to play more cards. Off the top of our deck, we're going to cast Time Warp. End the turn. We can now cast cards off the top of our deck.
Good minions are loyal.
Thanks to the Case of the Locked Hot House. We're going to use Nicol Bolas to get the last card out of his hand. Going to put down the Nazgul. Allow us to give the ring power to Ragavan. Gonna attack. Ragavan gets us a treasure, and we're gonna pass the turn. He summons Tatiova. Uses that to play another land, but we're going to kill Tatiova before he can draw a card. That one card will not save him. Really good game. Tatiova is a tough opponent to beat. Ragavan proved to be crucial in this game, allowing us to steal a card that we actually could benefit from his deck. Great game. Thank you so much for watching my video featuring Sauron, the Dark Lord, and spreading a little bit of darkness upon our opponents. As I mentioned, Sauron is a great commander, very hard to kill, just super powerful with a lot of great card draw abilities and very powerful support of planeswalkers and some really good creatures that are going to help you win multiple games. I win a lot with Sauron the Dark Lord. I consistently get a lot of great wins out of it. And once he's onto the battlefield, a lot of times you feel like you're just going to win the game. Yeah, the opponent will have some board wipes and some removals, but it's always going to cost them to get rid of Sauron, and ultimately that's what kind of helps you and sets you apart from some of your opponents. So thank you again for watching. The deck list will be in the description below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my amazing content. I appreciate you watching my videos and all the support, as I am a new YouTuber who's just starting to build my own Magic channel to take over YouTube. Thanks again, and have a great day.